when I go to FluytStudios, we actually or when I look up FluytStudios, there was actually a few videos already.
It's just like the open live streams,
Yeah.
That's all those are.
Or not Thomas. Oh yeah, that is Thomas. Steamboat. I forget his name, but all right. One video up.
Okay.
Winners and losers. It's a game of strategy. And a game where you have to do whatever it takes. Whatever it. There's no more important attribute for a Blaseball team than elevation. A team who's willing to share whatever they need to win. And if you aren't willing to go all the way to the top, what are you doing to? It's a game of winners. You don't want a team that is forced or a team that is rogue, nor do you want a team strife with drama. You need leaders on your team. Leaders who will bring you by. Stars like Cash Statter Jr. and Beat Knight. It's important to be a team that is balanced, as all things should be. Backed up by a powerhouse trio of Jammy Decksetter, Fish Summer, and Ankle Halifax. Give me your shoes right now, because the Charleston Shoe Thieves are about to dance their way to the top.
So stupid. Man, that's so dumb, but I'm switching it over to the Charleston Shoe Thieves. The logo, the rolling logo. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've got to change it over. These guys are absolute legends.
Oh my god, that's so good. The fucking whispering through.
Yeah. It's because there's so many of us. We're all a unit. Yeah. You got to get in there with that. And pardon?
Who's Cornelius Games? Is that a player?
Cornelius Games is our team manager. Was one of our big pitchers back in the day, but because the deal with the Charleston Shoe Thieves is that they started as a front for a heist, is what they were, and Cornelius was one of the people who was responsible for organizing the original heist.
Right.
Yeah, and then we have Mateo Prestige, who's our hitting coach. Holden Milk he's a marine biologist, but also our legal counsel to make sure that anybody who gets caught red-handed doesn't spend time in a prison cell.
Keeps them out.
Yeah. Well, obviously, there's a lot of snatching going on in our with our team, but that's kind of the point of the Charleston Shoe Thieves. It's about spreading the wealth, and you know what, George? In a game like Blaseball, where it's not black and white, man. There's a lot of gray area, and I needed a team who's willing to dance in the gray areas if need be, and not be afraid to snag something if they absolutely have to win. So I love the long-term relationship with the Moist Talkers. I like that keeps me hopeful for my boy Jay Camacho to come over, maybe in some sort of blockbuster trade. They've got their stats are balanced. They're almost all within 2.5 to in terms of their average stats, which I love. So it's a well-rounded team. It's not just hitting heavy. They're spread very, very evenly on that side. We do have a player who is, I think, too good. For the pun, I'll say they're awfully good for the team that we have, because they're just stacked. I can show you them on. I don't know if you can see. Oh, I'm not streaming my video for you, my Blaseball. But we've got some absolute heavy hitters, and what I love about it is that we don't have much in the way of drama on this team. Everyone's keeping their drama down low. Shoe Thieves are already 59-23, better than who I assume you're going to land on with the core mechanics, but not at the top so much to be a threat. Mexico Wild Wings are pretty high up here on the win-loss, so I think we'll be safe going out of this week in terms of disbanding teams and whatnot. but we've only really got one player, Jamie Decksetter here, who's absolutely stacked and might get stolen or messed with, and he's bringing the most drama. So that's kind of, I'm weighing, there are pros and cons to that guy.
If he gets cut, you might be safer from the sort of reckonings.
Exactly, but you know what? We got boys like we got Beef Knight here with the 3.5 vibes, keeping us balanced out in the locker room, which we love to see. And we have another strong Kajstader Jr., another good player, great vibes, 4-star on the vibes. And I'm thinking that the vibes players, they don't seem to be, it's not like you can mess with them with the blessings very much. You can take a best pitcher, you can take a best hitter, but you can't really take a locker room guy. And so having decent stats in here on these two, on Beef and Kajstader Jr., I like having that core that's going to be with us. And what was the other? I had one more note here. Oh, another very fun fact that I love about this team is that the ownership of this team, okay, we're not selling out to the big man. The ownership of this team is equally distributed to the patrons of the game for the duration of the game. And when the game ends and they leave the stadium, Shoe Stadium is what it's called, then ownership is given back to the team. And so I love that ownership structure of everybody is an owner of the Charleston Shoe Thieves.
Some interesting parallels there. Like, for example, the core mechanics, the ownership, or not the ownership, but the leadership of the team is distributed among the team and randomly chosen each game. And, the gray, that sort of gray legal area you're talking about, that's something that kind of attracted me to the core mechanics too, because they each use their own unique bat. When they go up to bat, they have to craft their own bats. That's the whole deal. Like the bat is like the team or of the player.
Okay.
A lot of them are like barely legal in the field of play bats. So they're they hover that line too of like, oh, okay, should this be allowed or not?
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing I did.
Do it.
Now,
probably something like a therapist could talk to us about in terms of like wanting legally or wanting the gray area more than anything. But.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. But I hope it came across in my video, George, because I am an advocate in all my sports teams that, you know what, if you're only ever looking down, you're looking the wrong way. If you got to be going up, man, it's all about elevation. And Charleston is a solid 6 meters above sea level as a city. And I love that because the core mechanics will always be beneath us. So
that's fair, Jay.
I like the elevation. Got to keep going up. And I think the Shoe Thieves are going all the way.
We're already down. We got nowhere to go but up. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out this season.
So that's
an interesting season for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's where I'm landing. I gotta start putting my picks in for today. But take if you need some more time. Yeah. Oh man. I spent so much time on the audio that I didn't have time to do anything with the video.
I'm thinking of like format wise of going more top 10 reasons.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
It would be more concise or a better summary, I think.
Yeah.
Mine's a little chaotic. But there we go. I love it. So now where is my board?
Already.
So what that means is I'm going to start casting some votes in here too.
Core mechanics just crushing it.
No, man.
As you do. Where are your Shoe Thieves at? Oh, 4-2.
Oh yeah, dude. These guys, they don't stop. It's such a change of pace already in the 12 hours or so that I've been actively rooting for the Charleston Shoe Thieves.
It's nice.
I don't think they've lost. I don't think they've lost a game.
Oh, interesting.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to cast votes.
Yeah. But in this moment, I would like to give a shout out to the Canada Moist Talkers, who are also up 4-0 right now, exceeding expectations.
Doing what they can, yeah.
Yeah, just trying to keep up. So,
who are you playing right now? The Sunbeams, right? The Hellmouth Sunbeams. It's the Sunbeam court that the upcoming legal battle about the 1% Eat the Rich is happening.
The Sunbeam Court. Ooh, see, this is.
Yeah.
We were talking about this the other day about, look, you don't want that kind of scandal, you know? Like, they're clearly distracted right now.
Yeah, they're like, are we here to play ball or lol, or are we here to?
I'm here to blawl out. I don't know about you guys. Like, I'm here to blawl out. I think the Charleston Shoe Thieves, they're focused. They are coordinated. They are. I was going to say a joke, but I'm not going to say it. But yeah, let's just say we're like a young group that likes to swarm our enemies and win. You know, do whatever it takes to win. So, Cormac, you guys are doing very, very well. But now, are you pretty convinced where you're going to be staying?
I think so. Everything I see only supports my opinion that I generated before doing any research. So I don't think there's any bias there. I think Core Mechanics just is the best team, and they're also the lucky team. They're the team that I picked right off the bat. And you know what? Sometimes that's lucky, and that's what it's about.
Yeah. And take the extra time. I want you to be confident in this decision when it's wrong. And so we got
Chorby Short.
Yeah.
Friend. We got Chorby. Chorby Short is a wild player.
Who is that? Sorry.
Chorby Short. I can't remember what it was. Something about Chorby Short is like insane. Oh no, Chorby Short was. So we have this other way of playing, right? Like you got, like most teams are playing the day. This is all going in the video, by the way.
Okay, yeah. You can crop this up and use it in your top 10 if you need.
No. I just mean these points.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
But most teams are playing like game to game, right? Chorby Short, and I might have the player wrong, but I'm 99% sure this is the right one. Chorby Short was playing the long game. Chorby Short was like the worst pitcher in the game.
Okay.
And just kept dragging the entire team way down in the rosters just by playing awful games. The rest of the team doing pretty good.
Okay.
Chorby Short just dragging us.
Okay.
So then we hit like bottom of the bottom, and we were suddenly able to pull over 2 players from other teams. And if I remember right, it was. Let's see. If I see the list, I'll recognize.
Is that when Comfort September-ish came over? Or no?
Possibly. I think Scoresburg was one of the 2. But this
Joanna.
is how we had Scoresburg over.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joanna Scoresburg. Is like, this was always the plan. It was always like, okay, we throw these games. You know, Chorby's going to throw these games for us, and then we're going to come back, grab Joanna, and grab our other player, and then we're just going to crush, and that's what happened.
Okay, do you know what, man? I'm going to lead up. Wait, I want you to finish your thoughts. I want you to finish.
I mean, it's sometimes it's not about the game you're playing, but the game exists in.
But the thing is, I think you're falling prey to Chorby's game here, because this is the first I'm taking a quick look at your team, really. Once you started mentioning this team, I did not look that critically at the Core Mechanics, other than the fact that, like, you guys are always, your home is down. It's closer to the core. That's the only thing I really cared about. Now, looking at the team, this hero, Chorby, that you're talking about, is, man, rule number 1 about team sports. Scroll down on Chorby Short's stats here. Drama, 0.98. It's not a reality show, man. You don't want to be a part of the Chorby show. This guy's going to bring you guys down late in the season when he's not getting enough time in the spotlight. And look at this. Joanna Scoresburg comes in, 0.77 on the drama. I don't want to be in that. I don't want that for a season. Good luck to you and your team if you think that's going to bring you to the finish line. I think you're a chump.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. I understand it. You know, you can't handle the heat. You got to get out of the kitchen. That's fair. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
I like a little wild cards. Just not a lot, but you know, like this was never really drama. I mean, they got it listed as something, but I don't think it was ever really drama. It was a plan from the start. It was a plan to the finish, and it worked out. It worked out exactly how the Core Mechanics fans and how the Core Mechanics team wanted it to work out. So really, it's just playing the game.
I guess if the pundits and the stats people, they just don't understand it. That's why. That's why they're calling it drama. You're calling it coordination. You're calling it change. Bringing about change. I love it, man.
What are you sitting at on coins?
A measly 734 right now.
Oh, you're up though.
I'm up from yesterday. I haven't really had a chance to skim through too much of it yet, but I'm gonna take a look at it a bit later today, I believe, on the bets and how things played out yesterday. But nothing too exciting.
Yeah, I gotta set some bets. I'm money bagsing now. I'm over a K.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
That's very impressive.
For my boys.
For your boys, just keep tossing on the Core Mechanics.
Put it all.
You guys are still going, but it looks like you're about to win. So that's I'm gonna have to make a couple votes on this one, get my blessings and stuff going, and I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling good about the season. Should we be doing a little debrief on the last 2 weeks too?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Now I'm in spectator mode, so I gotta shut that off.
For now.
Nor do you want to team.
You can watch it again. Actually, I'm gonna go top up my coffee. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I gotta watch it again.
Yeah.
Ball is a sport of winners and losers. It's a game of strategy. And a game where you have to do whatever it takes. There's no more important attribute for a Blaseball team than elevation. A team who's willing to share whatever they need to win. And if you aren't willing to go all the way to the top, what are you even doing here? This is a game of winners. You don't want a team that is forced or a team that is rogue, nor do you want a team strife with drama. You need leaders on your team. Leaders who will bring you by. Stars like Cash Statter Jr. and Beef Knight. It's important to be a team that is balanced. All things should be. Backed up by a powerhouse trio of Jammy Decksetter, Fish Summer, and Ankle Halifax. Give me your shoes right now because the Charleston Shoe Thieves are about to dance their way to the top.
Man, I just caught what kind of shoe you put on the screen. Brown DCs.
Dude, it was so it just pieced it all together for me. The brown DC, rotating out the brown DC for the flute logo. It's like, man, we really come a long way, you know? Come a long way.
It's amazing.
Now give me your kicks. Give me your kicks.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to donate a pair of brown DCs for the.
Yeah. You don't have to donate shit. They're already donated. You just don't know it yet. Yeah. Your kicks are our kicks, my guy. Your kicks are our kicks.
My guy. Oh man, so
Now
deep for you. You want to talk about?
let's do it. I'm gonna change this one up for a second.
Oh,
Close that one out. So
you can clear this out too. Soon.
just want to do this. Something along these lines. So are you splitting up and just pulling up your screen?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I got it. Well, I'm sharing it on OBS. Do you want me to also share it on Discord? I can.
Yeah, if you can share it on Discord as well, I'll set it up there.
Okay. You should keep it like if you're gonna share your screen, do it now on Discord.
Just share the whole.
Because it messes up my like it changes the window positions.
Yeah, me too. If my stream got all buggered up here too, but I'm just gonna change this up. This.
Right. We did set up a Patreon. We did test stream. We did set up video capture, video editing setup. Yeah. 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 I think like what worked is like we did have an idea of what we wanted to do right off the bat. Like the goal was clear. Um we did stay consistent like every morning getting up and actually getting in this call. Although I think you're right. We could like maybe like Pomodoro it a little more. Like get some more focus. Um oh no. Oh no. I'm supposed to focus while these halls of shoes. I lost all yeah, something about that. Um, yeah, I think some sort of Pomodoro or something like that would be helpful. Um, Especially if that time we're meeting is actually the time we're going to use for the projects too. Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, RimWorld team decision. Yeah, I think another thing we can do is breaking up. Like, this is something I just really want to get better at, is breaking up the actual time set for a project. And like, I kind of failed this on the RimWorld or on the Blaseball front, but I mean that's part of it. Just learning it. Like, I don't feel bad about it, but it was like divvying the week up into smaller objectives. Like by Monday or Tuesday, the research done. Like even if it's just pages of research or something, and Thursday and Friday create the presentation. This week was a little bit nuts, but like that said, every week's going to be nuts. Life's always crazy, so I want something that works with that. So I think just sticking to probably outlining a better breakdown of what the schedule is going to look like, especially if it's going to be 2 weeks. Like we had this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday research, which is a pretty loosey goosey breakdown of the week, but having a little more concrete, like this is like maybe have like sub goals or something. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. And I think smaller goals will help with that too, because we'll be able to check in. Like if we can check in on like Wednesday of the first week or something, right? And say like, oh, like almost have a mini one of these sort of postmortems to check, like, oh yeah, I thought this is the sort of approach I took, where it was like that's the approach you took. Um, then we can get back on the same page quickly, like if we're doing that, and like that's sort of the. Go ahead. Oh, terrarium or yeah, 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 yeah. I think it's Friday, and I have yet to do the video, so yeah, like that's yeah, that's yeah, that's true. That's true. That's one of the cornerstones. Miss yeah, and all the kids using AI to write essays down. No, no, I couldn't. Yeah, I can add that back to the tracker, so we're looking at that and we're putting it. Yeah. Another thing too, I think that helps is like sort of like a reflection of that, but that's sort of like the post, right? Like that's what you do at the end. But the version of that, I think, would be like at the beginning of these meetings, we say like, okay, what am I doing today? You know what I mean? Like, what is my objective for the next hour? So, um, what do you mean, like checking in? Yeah. Uh, I think it's reasonable. I think it makes sense. Yeah. I'm wondering if I should write out like what we're talking about right now in like a post-mortem. Yeah. Week one. Well, here, I'm just gonna write uh just so like, months from now if we want to like quickly mortem um return to the meetings. Like then we can always go back 2, 3 projects in and say like, hey, did we address those things? Uh, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Um, what are you kidding? What we're gonna do? Mhm. Oh, that's why. Going to do. Uh, it's funny that it suggests gonna instead of like going to today. Is it Mortem? I think. No, you're right. Post mortem. I'm using more. It didn't even correct me. Like, what's the point of like it corrected me after it, but I was like, oh yeah, no man, this is wrong. Uh, yeah, yeah. Definition. No, the talking it out is much easier. Like when you're in the discourse of it, it feels a lot more like natural to pick up. Like you can kind of naturally pick up more stuff. Um, I think actually one of the best pieces of research I did was that podcast for that reason, because I was just listening to people talk about Blaseball and I picked up a lot more than I did on the wiki. Plus, it's something you can do while you're doing other things, which is huge. Like I was listening to it. I listened to like 4 or 5 of them just driving to Niagara and back, right? Like, yeah. And I think there's something to be said too, because we're doing such short time frames for these projects that having any shortcut we can find is worth it. You know what I mean? Like dude, I'd rather do things fast and loose than like hard and grippy in terms of like the research. So absolutely. So, all right. So what do you do for a new project? Or sorry, you had more to say? Good. Good. Yeah, but we're 10 minutes late consistently. So if we actually start at 7:50, we'll still be 8:20 and we'll just be 20 or 8:10 and we'll be 20 minutes late. Yeah. I'm curious. Like when is your alarm set for? Okay. Cuz I'm at 7:56. Yeah, I'm at 7:56 every morning and then I wake up and immediately put the kettle on, go to the washroom, like splash my face right away and then like oh no, between that and the kettle I turn the monitors on because they need a minute to warm up. Like the desktop needs a minute to warm. Yeah. So mine is also like 6 minutes late every day. So maybe I should throw it back to 7:50 exactly. 7:56. um, yeah, yeah, I don't know. That place burned. I'm okay if we move on, but yeah. Oh yeah, next. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm feeling good about that too. Like I feel like this is some good momentum. that I'm feeling. Like getting things done every day. I don't know. It puts me in a good mindset the rest of the day. Like I don't know. Sure. Yeah. I got our list here. I'm just looking at it. Etsy shop was one of those ones we were considering. You know, some. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, so would you Etsy shop that? Because I know you mentioned you have stuff to sell. So is it more Etsy shop or is it more like a Facebook Marketplace? Facebook Marketplace doesn't sound like as much of a project though. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think something simple on the CNC could be doable. Yeah. I think we'd have to like coordinate in terms of like, especially if it's going to be E stuff and CNC stuff. Like what sort of like bridges the gap there? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think Etsy shop makes sense. That's something I wanted to try too. Um, yeah, I'll see if maybe the CNC like maybe on this weekend I'll like futz around with it a bit just to see if it's like good to go. And then assuming that's the case, we'll have that's fair. That's fair. I think that can be in the pipe for sure. I don't think so. That video done today, hopefully. Like maybe. Yeah, yeah. Oh, don't get me, don't give me an out. Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna start thinking on this Etsy shop thing, if that's what we're gonna do next. And I'll make some changes to the project trackers so we can record all this stuff there too. Honestly, yeah, I feel like we'd have to drill down on that one a little more in terms of like what does that mean? What are we automating and stuff like that? Like have a list of like 5 things we can automate. Yeah. Facebook flipping, which is I think Facebook flipping is not going to be. I don't know. Maybe it's a thing because it's flipping instead of like just selling. Um, home renovation projects, kickflip. We too. We have to buy the first. Yeah, yeah. We just have to dedicate. Like it just looks way more dedicated if we're doing it in snow, like black ice and stuff. I've done both. That doesn't mean I know how to do either, but yeah, we'll wait on that. No, I think this one makes sense. Makes sense. This is a more serious one. We'll save the high elo one for like a good like we need some more downtimey type work. Yeah, that's fair. And it doesn't have to be within 10 hours. It's just like we should be cognizant of the fact that like most of our time for this is going to be the 10 hours. Yeah. So like not to aim 40-hour week. Yeah. This week was like a really good example of that. Like this week I had a lot of other things on the like a lot of other plates spinning and it didn't interfere really with anything. So yeah. 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 Good. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna run off now because we have like our deadline is noon. So I think I want to get in there. I gotta get in there in the next couple hours. So yeah, the rest of the day I'm probably online. Okay. Sounds all right. Later.